You already knew the answer. Before the question even finished, your brain was already ahead. And then you said nothing. You waited. You let someone else speak. And that someone said exactly what you were already thinking. And everyone nodded like it was brilliant. That is not a one-time thing. That is a pattern you have been running for years. And this video is about where that pattern comes from and what it is silently costing you. Here is something uncomfortable. The most capable people, the ones who genuinely know the most, almost always underestimate themselves. Not because they are shy, because to them, what they know just feels obvious. They assume everyone else sees it too. Meanwhile, the people who know the least, they are the most confident in the room. Loudest voice. Most certain. So when you look around and think, am I the only one who is not sure? You are not seeing reality. You are seeing a performance. And you opted out of performing. That is not weakness. That is actually a sign of something real. And here is the part that will actually stop you. Research asked hundreds of people to rate their own intelligence, then gave them a real test. 80% said they were above average. The match between what they believed and what they actually scored? 0. Not weak. People who were certain they were brilliant, some were not. And the people quietly doubting themselves, many of them were at the very top. So that voice in your head that says, maybe I am not actually that smart. That voice is not evidence. That voice is just noise you have been listening to for too long. But stop for a second, because this is the part most people skip past. And it is the most important part. Why does this happen? Why do smart people spend their whole lives looking less smart than they are? It is not random. It is not personality. It has a very specific starting point. And for most people, it started when they were very young. Somewhere when you were a kid, being smart got you in trouble. Maybe you answered too many questions and got called a show-off. Maybe you corrected someone and the room went cold. Maybe you got a perfect score and felt that stomach knot, because you already knew how certain people were going to look at you. So you started editing yourself. You got a few answers wrong on purpose. You raised your hand less. You laughed louder and looked more confused than you were. You were a kid making that calculation every single day. And here is what happened. You did it so well for so long that you stopped knowing where the act ended and you began. Someone shared this online once. Thousands of people replied, "This is literally me. I draft my texts 5 to 10 times, even simple ones to my mom. Then I send the dumbed-down version." That is not overthinking. That is someone who has been performing a smaller version of themselves for so long. It became automatic. And the almost funny part? The intelligence being hidden is working over